to them.
That's right.
You know, it doesn't, you know, I know one of the callers we had was asking about making a big deal out of it. And I think it's true that nowadays, not everybody has to make a big deal out of it, you know, because it is more widely accepted. But the first time you learn something about someone, that is the coming out, you know.
Sure. Right.
Oh, you're female and you're dating another woman. Okay. As you said, they come back the next day.
Right.
You know, you just keep going on normally.
Yeah.
But certainly the environment needs to be conducive for you to be able to share that information in the first place.
Right.
Right. And it shouldn't be a question of, you know, in retrospect, looking back at someone who suffered from discrimination and saying, well, you shouldn't have brought that up. Well, yeah, you should.
Right.
And it should be okay.
Right. Well, there's a lot of contradictions, too, around it. You know, on one hand, there's this thing, well, it shouldn't be a big deal. But if we don't say anything, because people have different styles, they have different personalities, they have different levels of privacy and so forth, and then it's like, well, you should have told us, you know. Or, you know, even if I just said I went to the movies with my girlfriends, to some people that means a big deal.
Sure.
So that's also needs to be reviewed and you know, acknowledged. Like, what is a big deal? You know, if I'm, you know, I don't know. I think we need to also look at what we're saying is a big deal and what isn't. You know, we need to look at how we quantify that, whereas a heterosexual person can do exactly what we do, or a gender traditional binary identifying person can do exactly what we do, but there's no criticism about that.
Sure.
But if we do that, it becomes problematic.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Certainly, you know, someday we will all live in a utopian world where, well, all right.
Where there will be no skin color, there'll be no differences whatsoever. We'll all be...
Or we can have a very different, positive, constructive view of those differences.
Yes.
And that, I think, is beautiful. Like, who wants to live in a world where we're all exactly the same? You know, I think, but having a more positive, constructive understanding of those differences and how we can, you know, see the beauty in that and gain from that, and hearing those, you know, the different perspectives. That's why I like to sit down and make time to talk with my students, because they're, you know, hearing them talk about certain things, I'm just, my mind is blown. But it's their world, it's their life, and I need to hear that. And even if there's differences there, I can still see beauty in it. I can still gain something from it, and certainly become a smarter person for it. Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's certainly one of the benefits we get when we do go out and give talks, is listening to the questions we get.
Absolutely. Sure. I'm sure it's very telling, you know, in some ways, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's in many cases very educational. And
sure.
We learn quite a lot about
Absolutely.
how people are seeing and perceiving us.
Right.
And what preconceived notions they come in with.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's you know, you know, you learn as much from the students.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we are frequently surprised, which is always fun. It's amazing to me. You know, certainly in the beginning of my transition, I was very frightened that I would be a pariah.
Right.
And that didn't turn out to be the case. But it always amazes me when I tell somebody that I'm transsexual, and instead of being horrified by it, they say something like, "Oh, wow, that is so cool." It's like, wow, this is wonderful, you know.
Woman at the counter at BJ's.
Yeah, and it does happen. It happens quite a lot. We actually have another phone call. Good evening, NLC Trans. You're on the air.
Hi, wow, this is a really informative show.
Wow.
It's Kate from Alliance.
Yeah.
Hi, Kate.
And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for being on the program tonight. You're enlightening, I think, all of the people who are watching.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
And so you have an event coming up at the Old Mystic Cinema?
Do you want to take the opportunity to plug what's going on?
Well, we have Art for Life coming up in April. 4/10/10 is our biggest fundraiser of the year, but that is at the Mystic Art Center downtown in Mystic along the water.
Oh, okay.
It's a great opportunity to get some beautiful artwork for some bargain basement prices. We have usually about 200 pieces that we sell. Artists donate totally to Alliance for Living, and the money that we sell the items for we keep. And then we have live auction items too. So it'll be, it's always a fun night. It grows every year, and it's about a $30,000 fundraiser for us, which is money that we desperately need every year.
And for anyone who might be new to our show, do you want to give the 30-second overview on the Alliance?
Alliance is the only AIDS service organization in New London County. We help people with medical case management, get them all of the tests that they need, all of the meds that they need, and help them through life and coping with the disease of either HIV or AIDS. It's a member service organization with a food pantry, all kinds of services that we offer, community meals 3 to 4 times a week, and people come for help, people come for support, people come for just the camaraderie that we offer to the members who are with us.
For your members and their families.
I'm sorry?
For your members and their families.
That's it. Exactly. Our mission is to improve the quality of life for those affected by HIV or AIDS.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks, Kate.
I would, but my voice.
That was
Kate Raimondi.
Kate Raimondi from the Alliance for Living, a wonderful organization that we support, and
Also associated with PFLAG of Southeastern
yes,
Connecticut.
they are. And that is our own
Who
Miss,
we'll talk to next week.
our own Miss Kenosha. Did I say that? I will have to grill Kate on that when we get her on the show sometime.
Miss Kenosha? Oh, yes, yes.
She was Miss Kenosha, yes, she was. Anyway, she's going to hate me for saying that. I'm sorry.
Talented singer and can overhaul your
yes,
engine.
and yes, yes, yes. Kate is wonderful. Anyway, yes. So, I'm sorry. A little long.
Moving on.
But yes. Anyway, so yeah, it was certainly my coming out was much less eventful than I expected, and I hope maybe you could give us a little insight into that. I'm hoping that this is getting better all the time. That is sort of my hope that that over time it will get easier and easier.
So were you not out before you came to UConn? Or?
No, I was not. I had been out as a lesbian since I was like 15, but that was just kind of like my interim identity while I was trying to get a handle on what was going on, like what I really felt. And I was pretty nervous because I really had no idea how anyone was going to react, friends, family, whomever. I just had no clue because it wasn't something that I talked about a lot. But I came out to my family first, and they responded really, really well, a lot better than I had hoped for, imagined that they might. Not that I thought that they were going to like completely disown me from all of it, but like I just didn't know that they were going to react as well as they did.
And that's a scary thing.
For sure, yeah.
It does happen still.
Yeah.
It does.
And then coming out to friends, like there were just way too many people to come out to, and I decided to just bite the bullet and change everything on Facebook and put a note about it and just let people come to me. Wow. Which was pretty scary, but I mean, honestly, it was easier because when it was done, it was just done.
Sure.
And there's still people who haven't necessarily heard about it. I had someone ask me about why I had moved to Garrigus today, a couple hours ago actually, and I told her, and she was really receptive. I mean, overall, I find that a lot of people are a lot more reasonable than you would necessarily expect.
Yeah.
I think that whole personal experience, that personal interaction plays a huge part. Somebody who knows you and likes you before you tell them the news
Yes.
has to sort of take a second